Hello guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Hopefully the last part in the series of trying to build a booking application for a hotel. So in the last video we got to this point where we are able to fetch the booking. That's if we go back or click on view, we're able to fetch the booking like that. But before we proceed, let us try and then make this thing look a little bit nice for our UI. So inside the booking.js, let's create another file here and say booking.styles.scss, and then let's import it into the booking. Let's import it into booking.styles.scss here, like that. That should work. Do we have any errors? No errors. Okay, cool. Then inside the bookings.js, what I want to do is I'd want to give this an ID of booking, like that. Then come in here, let's grab the ID and let's say background color blue, like that, to see if it works. Yeah, it works. Okay, cool. So back in here, I also would want to give all of this is, let's say, content wrapper, a class name of content wrapper, like that. So inside the styles, booking styles, I'll say dot content. Well, let's give it a width of, let's say 540 pixel, max width of 100, let's say 90%, margin 0 auto, like that. And then let's give the text align center, like that. Right, so in here, let's say for every p tag I want the margin bottom 1 rem, and then let's increase the font size to be 1.2 rem, like that. Cool. For now, let's keep it let's keep it like this. And also what I'd want to do is I'd want to have a confirm and then the delete button here. So back in here, I'll come in here and then I'll say something like this is the text wrapper. Alright, then I'll do .cta wrapper, and then I'll have a button that's for confirm. I can't type today. Firm. And then I would have one for delete. Okay. Alright. So let's try and style this a bit. So in here, that's content wrapper. So .cta wrapper. Let's say background color red. It doesn't work. Okay, cool. So in here, I'll say that the button, I want the outline none, border none, cursor to be pointer, and then margin left 1 rem, like that. Padding, let's give it a 1 rem, and then 2rem, like that. So background color, let's give it black, color of white. So I would also want to say that if it's have a danger class too as well, I want the background color to be red, like that. So going back here, I would want to have a class name of danger. I should make it red in it. Oh, we should rather put it in the button class, like that. Cool. Alright, so coming back to here, let's handle the delete functionality. So on click, handle delete. So let's define the function here. Let's take off this. So we say const handle delete equals to that. So console log handle delete, simple as that. So let's clear the console for now, and then let's click the delete, handle delete. Okay, cool. So let's go to our slice for the booking, and then create the delete function. So should be somewhere up here. So we say export const delete booking to be create async thunk, and then this will be booking /delete, and then we pass on a sync function, and then we have our ID. We need the ID for that, and then the thunk API. Alright, let's make this bigger. So let's do our try catch, and then console.log error message, and then return thunk API.reject with value error.message. So in the fetch request, we can say const rest will be await fetch /API /bookends /ID, and then let's define the headers. Should be content type will be application /JSON, and then the method is delete. Yeah. So we then do pass the JSON for the response. So I'll be await rest.json. And let's say if there's a problem, let's return thunk API.reject with value of the data that we get. Other than that, I want to just return the data like that. So let's go over the code for the delete booking. So we create an async thank. So we create an async thank for the booking / delete, then pass an async callback with an ID with the thank API. All right, so we make a fetch request to the API / API / bookings with the ID, the content type, application JSON. I don't think we'll need the headers, but let's put it there. And then the method is delete. So we'll do the various passing and checks, and then return the data. Okay. Now let us handle the states handle the cases for when it is rejected and then when it's successful. So let's go down to where we have the builder. That should be somewhere here. And then let's add the case. Add case. Say delete pending. Pass the state. And then we say state dot is loading to be true, and then we add another case. So when it is fulfilled, we pass a state and then an action, and we say state that is loading should be false, state that is success to be true, and then state dot state dot bookings. What will be used is that we'll pass the state dot bookings dot filter, say booking, and say booking dot underscore ID is not equals to action dot payload dot ID, something like that. You have to make this into a string. Turn this into a string like that. Say to string. Oh no, like that. Say so it's filter like that. Okay, and then we add another case for when it is rejected. So when it is rejected, say, and also we get an action as well. So state is loading to be false, state that is error will be action will be true, sorry, and then state dot message will be action dot payload, whatever we get from the payload. So success true, state dot bookings, state dot bookings. So yeah, that filter, we filter the booking, each booking. We want the underscore ID not to be equal to the action at payload with the ID that we'll send back from the server. Cool. So let's bring in the delete function here and let's import that. So you import delete booking like that, and then I think we would need dispatch. Do you already have dispatch? Okay, so we will need we will need, what do we do? Oh. Let's just comment this out. So let's import the delete booking first, and then import use dispatch from React Redux. Do we have any here? Okay, and then let's also import use selector. We already have the use effect, which is something we'll use. So then we can say that plus dispatch, plus the use dispatch, like that. Oh, yeah. And then, oh, sorry. I'll do dispatch, use dispatch, like that. I'll refresh. Cool. What do you mean by that? Why are we getting? Oh. Why did he import 2 times? Okay, cool. Alright, so basically, you already have the booking ID here. So what we'll then do is that on the delete, we'll do dispatch delete booking, then we pass the ID like that. Also, let's bring in use effect. Do we have use effect? Yeah. And then use selector. So do you already have use selector? Yeah. So then what we can do is that we can say we can bring in the success from the booking slice. Let's pass the state dot booking like that, and then handle the use effect. So say use effect, and the dependency will be a success. So then we say that if it's successful, I'd want to navigate to booking. But then we also need to bring in the use navigate. Right. So use navigate, and then we say that navigate will be use navigate like that. So if it is successful, let's navigate to bookings like that, and then as well dispatch the reset. So I need to bring in the reset too as well from here. Reset, and then let's dispatch the reset like that. Let's see what happens. Refresh. Okay. Moment of truth. Delete. We go to bookings. Oh, rather it should be dashboard. Let's navigate to the dashboard. Okay. So let's as well modify the header a bit, and then let's change it to dashboard instead of having the home part displaying. So let's come here, header.jsx, and then let us instead of doing home, let's bring this one. When there's a user, I'd want to have something like a dashboard too as well. So instead of home, let's do dashboard, and then this one will go to the dashboard like that, right? So let's go to the dashboard. All right, so realize that we have only 2 bookings in here. Okay, so let's view. What do we have for the Redux? There's some of the silly things that I'd hate about Redux, where you will always have to looking now, it's loading files. A success. The success is true. Okay, but we did dispatch the reset. Booking slice. For the reset state that, where is it? Yeah. State that its success is false. Right. Refresh. True, yeah. What I want to is to dispatch the reset. Should we do this before? there's this thing that always keeps coming up about like the level of patience that developers have. Sometimes it's just funny how much effort goes into we having that level of patience. And just dispatch the reset and see what happens. Use effect. Let's reset. See what happens. Cool. Let's take it off and see. Let's delete this. Okay. View. Um, Okay, so basically, also, when we check the landing page, we've practically not done anything for the landing page. So let's go back to the header, and then in here, let's give a link to, let's say, to home, like that. And then, all right. So I'd want to just have some basic landing page for it. Just put in some image, and then the rest we can style it up the way you want. So the home page, let's say inside the home page, inside the home page here, I've already gone ahead to prepare some images here which I'm using. So let's reveal in Finder, look into the images. So we have landing 1, landing 2, landing 3. All right. So what I'd want to do is just have some basic image for our landing page. So let's do an ID of home, and then let's do that image img wrapper. Then let's put an image in here, then say images London -1.jpg. See what we get. Cool. So that should give us this, something basic for our styling. So inside the home, let us create these styles for the home as well. So let's say home.styles css. So inside the home, with the image, I want the width of 100%, and then let's import the style for the home. We don't need this. We don't need this. Let's import home.styles. CSS, like that. Yeah, that should give us something basic to work with. Okay, so the rest of the page, I guess you can actually go ahead and style it the way you want, but most importantly, the functionality of the website, the application has been done. The rest you can just put in any content that you feel like will make your page look better. Actually, we could have used something like a carousel, but I don't want us to get into that to make the video that long. So let's assume that we are done with the project so far. What we need to do is to push it into production, where I will have to use something like render. Okay, but then there's two things I'd want to talk about before we push to production. So it's when you check the server file for the server file inside the DB, I've gone ahead to create a Mongo URL from the let me open it. So when you check the MongoDB Atlas Cloud, what you have is that you need to most likely log in, and then you need to most likely log in and create an account. But Well, after creating an account, you create a database, all of those jazz, and then you click on connect. With the connect, you go to MongoDB VS Code like that, and then you get a URL. Where is it? Right. You get a URL, which is this string here, and then you enter the username and then the password for the database, which I've gone ahead to do, but I don't want to reveal that in my code. So you put it in a .env file, then you make reference to it here, something like that. All right, so after making this one change, also I think basically that will be the setup for the database. And then you come to your server file, and let's write some code for the production. So we say setup production. So we say if process.env.node_env is equals to production. Let's say production. Let's say console.log in production, like that. So that should show somewhere here, because inside my node, my env file, I've changed the node environment to production. So we need to also define two things, but we also will have to bring in the path model, and we say const path equals to require the path model, and then we have to also do some basic setup where we say const, let's do something like public path equals to path dot join. We have the underscore their name, and then we have the dot, and then we have the build, like that. And then we'd also want to send a file back. So let's say const file path will be path dot resolve underscore their name, and then I think their name, and basically it should be the same, but we would also want to send an index.html file, which we will create later. Yeah. So we then say app.use. We tell Express for the static files like JavaScript, CSS, and all of that, would want it to look into the public path, like that. And then we'll say that app.get anything that will come to the as a get file response. We would want to send file the file path, like that. Cool. So basically that's the setup for the production. So now let's go to what we'd also would need to do is for the client aspect, we would want to push the build for the front end. So what I mean is that let's cd into client, and do npm run build like that. That will optimize our file, and then create a build folder for us, which is where we'll find our index.html file to send back to the client in situations when the client makes a GET request. Who is making this noise? So what we do is that we then will copy this build folder and then put it in the server. Already, I think I've already done this. Let's delete this. And then let's paste it here. Okay. So let's cd back to our root, and it says git, then push it to GitHub. So say git add git commit, say prepared app for production, and then let's push it to production. Cool. All right, so then the next thing we need to do is to go to render. Let's come in here. We don't need this. Let's go to render.com. First of all, you actually would need to create an account, and then from there you'll be walked through. You then log in, which will take you to the render dashboard. So what then you would need to do is to create a new static service, web service like that, and then you would as well then will connect to your GitHub with one of like it's simple walkthrough, so nothing special. So I think you use a build and deploy from a Git repository. Click on next. So then after you've connected your GitHub and all of that, you then will choose the repository, which is this that we just pushed our commits to. So we connect to this one, and then it will take you through some couple of setup. So in here, we really do not need to tag this. Runtime is Node, and then build command will be we do not need to do a build command. Start command will be a node server JS like that, and then I think basically, yeah, for the build command we'll have to do npm install like that, and then pretty much that's it. Yeah. And then you then have to choose which platform, which how do you call it, plan that you'd want to use. Usually, since this is I like to go for the free for now. So for the free, choose a free account, and then we also would need to we need to add some environment variables to as well. So let's add the environment variables, but I'll add it from node file, but I'll block off the part where I copy the environment variables and then start off from there. So let's add from the file. Okay, so after that you click on create web services and let's see what we have. Okay, it's saying that application is live now. So let's open it here. And everything works. But yeah. Let's do coffee hand, email coffee. Let's do coffee and then check-in date. And then checkout date. And then submit. Cool. But I don't know why we let's go back a bit. I don't know why our landing page didn't get us the images for the console. Okay. Let's start off the server again. Oh, our app is actually up and running. So why is the home page not working? I'll be in the client source pages home Oh, we did that for the admin. So let's come in here, source, pages, home. All right, let's copy this. And then let's bring that. So let's delete this one. And then inside the pages for the client, let's paste that. That brings the home back. Let's refresh. That works. Okay. So let's run the build again. Let's make this bigger. Command C, Command CD into the client, and do npm run build. While it is trying to build, what we do is we go back to the server and then delete the build file. So once it is done with the build, we then copy the build file and then add it to the server. Let's say copy this, come into the server and then paste. And then let's do cd dot clear get status and do get add git commit /m update home UI and get push origin master like that. Okay, so let's go back to render and then deploy it again, but this time we don't deploy from scratch again. What we do is we just go to manually deploy, then we deploy latest commits. So that will only deploy, not start from scratch again. So just deploy what we've already added to our GitHub. So let's wait. Just wait. It will have to change to our save file is live now. Yeah, it's live now. Cool. So if we should click on this, yeah, works. So you check the rooms like that. So basically you can add any form of content that you'd want to the page, add other pages to as well. So more or less the structure of the application has been completed. All right. So you've been able to make this far. I really would want to appreciate the fact that you stuck with the whole tutorial, and then as well like having to support and all of that. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the content with your friends. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.